Well, I'm back on the Syndicate and I'm absolutely buzzing to be back. Really am looking forward to this one, as it's been a good 5 or 6 weeks since I've last been out. Now I've decided to start on Gaunts, and whenever I got here earlier on this afternoon, I just managed to get everything set up in time before it absolutely tipped it down, and I had to wait for little breaks in the rain to get the rods out. Now I've seen a couple of fish out there, not a lot if I'm honest. I know there was someone in this swim over the weekend. I think he caught in his first night and nothing else after that. So I think I'm just going to go in with solid bags for now, as I don't want to put bait on top of bait and just fish for a bite, and we'll see how things go. But for now I'm going to get everything tidied up. I'm absolutely shattered, so I'll probably have an early night. So hopefully I'll see you through the night. If not, I'll talk to you first thing in the morning. Well, he might not be the biggest fish I've ever caught from Gaunts, but we're off the mark and I'm buzzing about that. I'm probably pushing around the low double mark, but I'm going to quickly get this one back because I'm hearing a few out there, so hopefully there'll be another one to come. Good morning, and as you can probably hear, it's absolutely tipping it down out there, and it's been non-stop rain all night. But we did get off the mark with what was probably the smallest fish I've ever had from Gaunts at around low double, but it's a bite and I'm just happy to be off the mark. Now the forecast for today is to be heavy rain, so I think my best plan will be to come away from the solid bags and to get on the lead clips, just to make things that little bit easier. And I'll probably drop a few spods out over the area as well, as last night all I'd done was I put a little spread of boilie out there with a throwing stick. So I'm going to get the waterproofs on now and get on with that, and I will come back to this a little bit later on when hopefully something has happened. Right, that is all 3 rods back out there, and I have made that change over the leg clips. Now I've even made a change to the left hand rod where I've repositioned that one to a zone where I'd seen a few last night, so I'm hoping that will pay off. And I have been sat here all morning just watching the water, and I've seen absolutely nothing out there, but most of the activity I did see in here was during the dark hours last night, so we'll see how tonight goes. But if I do have a quiet night and I'm not seeing or hearing anything here, I will consider a move tomorrow, and I could end up on one of the other lakes. But ideally I would like to stay on Gaunts if I can, because there's a couple of fish in here that I would love to catch, including the one that everyone is after, the Albert, which was last out at £58. But for now I'm going to get the kettle on, sit back and have myself a coffee. Well, this rain has been non-stop and there's definitely no signs of it easing anytime soon. But shortly after redoing those rods earlier on, I did have an occurrence on the left hand rod. The bobbin had just pulled up to the blank. I could see the rod tip pulling round, but whenever I lifted into it, my line was off to a funny angle. It did ping off whatever that was, and I just wound the lead and rigged back, so I think that was just the trailer coming through, and I have seen one out there. But it's getting on for probably about 7 o'clock. We're not that far away from dark now, so I think I'll probably top up the area with a little bit of bait before it gets dark, and hopefully going into our second night we'll be able to pick another fish off. And there we go, the left hand rod's gone, and that was the rod I repositioned where I'd seen those fish show last night. This one's gone 22.6. I'll spin them around quickly and we'll have a look at the other side. And there's the other side. Happy with this one? Right, let's get a couple of photos and get her slipped back. Not a lot has happened after putting that low 20 back last night other than a tench, but that's not exactly what we're after. Now, I did pull the rods in around 10 o'clock this morning and I headed for a shower. Also nipped the shop just to grab a few bits and pieces, and it's probably getting on for about 2 o'clock at the minute. But I'm not going to put the rods out just yet because over the last couple of nights the fish have been active during the night, so I'm going to leave it till later on this evening before I put them back out, and I'll also top both the zones up with a little bit more bait. I am absolutely gutted. So got the rods out a little bit earlier than planned because I did start to see a few fish out there, and about an hour later the left hand rod was away. Played it all the way into the bank, just reached for the net and the hook popped right at my feet. Now, it's not really a lake you want to be losing them, especially when there's a possible 60 out there, but the good thing is I did see it and it wasn't the biggest of fish, so I'm not too worried, although it would have been nice just to add another fish to the tally. Now, I have redone the rod since and I've dropped another 4 spods over the top, and I am starting to see quite a few out there. Tonight has definitely been the most active I've seen them, so it's looking promising going into my 3rd night. So hopefully we will be able to pick another fish or 2 off. Last night was a quiet one, not a lot happened at all apart from a few liners. Really am still gutted about losing that one yesterday evening. Since I lost that one, things had really gone quiet, stopped seeing them show. Even during the night, over the last couple of nights, we've been hearing them out there, and last night there wasn't a lot happening. I have just seen one show though out this way, and the wind switched around a little bit, it's coming up this end. I have 2 nights left. I'm a little bit unsure what to do, to be honest. It's been a proper tough session this. And we had another bit of rain last night, although it wasn't as heavy as the first couple of days. Now, there is a river that runs either side of Gaunts, and it seems to be running through very high at the minute, so that could become a little bit of a problem if it bursts its banks, and it could flood quite badly on here, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen. So I do have another couple of nights left. Well, actually, in fact, I'm on quite a long session, to tell you the truth. So there's a 5-night rule on Gaunts, so I'm doing, or Guys Syndicate, sorry. And I'm doing 5 nights here before heading to Standlake Lagoon for a couple of nights, and then I'll be coming back to the Syndicate for another 5, so still plenty of time to turn it around. And I'm just sat looking down the bottom end of the lake at the minute, and I'm seeing absolutely nothing. Apart from that one that showed this direction, I've seen nothing this morning. And my dad's down that end. I know he's had 4, but I don't think he's had anything over the last day or 2. He's had a couple of good ones too, one at 31 and 34. I've just pulled the rods in and I've came for a little bit of a walk just to have a look around to see if we can see or find anything.
Now it is a little bit busier than what I first thought. Seems to be a few other anglers have turned up, but the wind has changed. It's pushing up towards me a little bit, and just as I pulled the rods in, I did see a couple of fish show. One was right on me, the other one was just to the right of me, but it's not going to stop me from having a look around. I could go up and have a look at Unity, but the only problem with Unity is there's 2 fish in there left for me to catch, and I've heard they've both been out. But I'm going to carry on having a look around. I'll come back to you once I've decided what I'm going to do.
Right, so I've decided to stay where I am for the last couple of days. After I went on that walk earlier on, I've seen absolutely nothing, but the lake is starting to get a little bit busy and there really isn't much in the way of choice of swims. Now, I did look on Unity and Yeomans and I found quite a few fish on both of those lakes, but all the pegs that covered anywhere where those fish were on Unity were taken. Now, Yeomans was a lot quieter and there was a few swims where I was able to get on fish, but I know the stamp of fish in there is a lot smaller. So I've came back to Gaunts because I just fancy my chances of trying to nick a good one before I head over to Standlake this weekend. Now, I have made one change, and that is I've swapped the spod rod for the throwing stick, and I've just put a little scattering of boilie out there, and I've dotted 3 rigs amongst that, so I'm hoping that'll be enough just to trip up another fish or 2. Another quiet night, and it really is starting to become a bit of a frustrating session, and I really don't know what else I can do. I always believe that there's always something that can be done to nick a bite. I just can't work it out on this one. Now, the wind has changed since yesterday and it's actually looking pretty good out there. I'm just not seeing anything, but I do know it's not just me. Everyone around the lake seems to be struggling, at least anyone I've spoke to. The most I've heard come out is from my dad down the opposite end of the lake where he's had 5. Anyone else just seems to be nicking the odd fish. Now, I did refresh all 3 rods this morning and I had made a couple of changes to 2 off the rigs, and that is I've tried coloured hook baits. Now, up to this point I have been fishing with match the hatch hook baits, but because the last couple of days have been quiet, I have put a little bit of bait out there. I'm just thinking by having that little bit of fleck of colour over the top, if anything does come through, they could be the first to get picked up. Well, that really was a tough 5 nights on Gaunts. Now, I haven't spoken to you since yesterday because last night not a lot happened, just like the night before. I did see the odd show out there, but no matter what I tried, I just couldn't nick a bite, and it really was a frustrating and difficult session. But I've packed up from there this morning and I'm now on Standlake Lagoon Fishery, and I've dropped on to Kingfisher Lake where I've got 48 hours ahead of me. So I'm hoping we'll do a little bit better on here. And we are off the mark on Kingfisher, and I can't tell you how happy I am to get a bite. Nothing massive by any means, but he's certainly a lovely one. I'll spin him around quickly and we'll have a look at the other side. And there we go. Probably low double. Right, let's get you back. Just the one last night, but I really can't tell you how happy I was just to get another bite. I really did need to put another fish on the bank. Now, last night was absolutely freezing and we even had a little bit of a frost on the top of the bivvy this morning, but the sun's now broke out. Oh, we're away. That was good timing. Just giving you a little bit of an update, saying last night was a real cold one. And I refreshed the rods, put another scatter and a boilie out there,
and as you've just seen, the rod's just gone. Doesn't feel too bad either. Feels a bit heavier than the one we had last night anyway. Happy days. There we go, 24.15 this one gone, just as I was sat down talking to you, and it's a lovely clean fish. We'll spin him around and have a look at the other side. Really is a lovely clean fish, that. Right, let's get a couple of photos and get her slip straight back. Well, it's only a few hours after putting that mid-20 back earlier on. I've had another one. Now, he's definitely not as big, it's 17.2, but he's definitely another lovely one. He's even nicer on this side, actually. There you are. I did say he was nicer on that side. Right, let's get a couple of quick photos. I'm certainly having a lovely time on Kingfisher, and this is the fourth fish we've had at 21.14. He has been a little bit lively, this one. He's got to go now, so we'll not keep him out too long. Get a couple of quick photos and we'll get him straight back. There you go. Easy. Thought we're away again. We're away again. Every time I turn the camera on to give you a little bit of an update, it seems to be going at the minute.
I was just about to say that I've had a really nice morning and afternoon on here, and the rod's just gone again. I hadn't even put the last rod back out since we've just put that low 20 back.
Now, how about that for a mega little carp? Only gone £14 this one, but for what he lacks in size, he certainly makes up for in looks. That really is one lovely carp. Fish in here really are stunning. And there's the big bird coming through, if you can see him.
Today has been a good one and I really have enjoyed myself. What's that, 5 fish all together? We had that one last night and another 4 today, so it really has been a good one. Now we're probably about 30 minutes away from dark at the minute, and I'm just on my way around to sit with my dad for an hour. But the forecast for tonight is to be a cold one, so I'd imagine if we don't pick anything up tonight, we have a good chance of getting a bite in the morning.
Good morning. So last night was fairly uneventful, but it really was a cold one. Now I did get up first thing and I've redone all 3 rods, and I've put another spread of boilie out there, and I've even seen a little bit of activity over the area, so there's always chance of another bite. But I have only got about an hour left and I'm starting to pack everything up to make my way back over to the Syndicate, so unless anything else happens, I'll probably leave this one here. So I just want to say a massive thank you if you have watched the video. I really do appreciate it. Please do drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really does mean a lot. And I'll see you all next week. We'll be back on the Syndicate, where hopefully I'll get redemption. Got fish number 5 at 25.1 at 32.6.